watch this. We'll stay on these pictures. While we've been listening to Barack Obama, our gathering has swelled here on the set as we've taken on those who were in other remote studios, far from us, but in the same building. Chuck Todd among them. Chuck, we rushed. Once we went up and over 270, we never really took an accounting of how, there's Jesse Jackson, of how this victory came together tonight. Here come Joe Biden, Michelle Obama, and we'll let this scene play out. We never really took an accounting of the fact that Obama won Florida, Claire's husband and wife, after basically almost 2 straight years of separation while he's been on the road. So Chuck, sum it up, what we know of this patchwork victory.
Well, it's a total vindication for Democrats that have felt like they had 2 presidential elections taken away from them, because they got Florida back, the state that denied it to them in 2000. They got Ohio back, the state that denied it to them in 2004. They added what Obama was going after in Colorado and Virginia, and yet they still may add 2 more. We're waiting on India. By the way, Joe Biden, 30 years ago, was the Barack Obama of the Democratic Party. He's probably feeling real vindication tonight. This is a guy whose career has a ton of ups and downs, and he's now Vice President-elect. We haven't talked about him much, but that's he's had one long career, one tumultuous personal life early on.
A near-death experience after suffering an aneurysm. You know, the question just keeps coming back. We're looking at these two couples engaged in this tough race, and the question just keeps coming back: what must it be like?
Well, I think it's a very emotional moment, Brian. I am never failed to be moved by these graceful moments in American politics. The most powerful country on earth, even with all the difficulties that we have at the moment. This beacon of democracy and rule of law and pluralism. Stakes are so high, and yet we have these ordinary citizens who go out and spend 2 years of their lives running for that office, and do so even with all the negative attacks with a high degree of civility. And this year, more than at any other time I can remember since 1968, 1980, people responded. And you have this peaceful transfer now. And no one knows better than those men standing on the stage and their wives what's ahead of them. But what is worth also acknowledging is the very graceful speech that John McCain made. I'm here to help. Because, you know, in their heart of hearts and their minds, they know this is no ordinary passage that we're going through. I thought Barack Obama struck exactly the right tone when he talked about the new spirit of patriotism and service. Joe Biden with his mother. And that we're all in this together, and that we have to get back to some sense of proportion in this country. We are in for a difficult time, but this is a moment to savor for all the reasons that we've been talking about tonight, but for the fundamental reason that we have another peaceful transfer of power worked out in this country after 21 months of debates, dialogue, town halls, interviews, advertisements, gaffes along the way by both sides. But now we have a celebration of the essence of this country, which is that we're ruled by the people who make the decisions about who they want to lead them.
And look at these 2 families, the Obamas and the Bidens. They'll prepare now to move into government housing. The Bidens will move into the beautiful Naval Observatory home. Hard to believe that as recently as... Oh, it's a nice piece of property on Massachusetts Avenue on a nice high hill, a very graceful home, well secluded, and the Obamas will move a little closer in town. White structure, well known, well secured.
You talked about having to housebreak the puppy. They're going to also have to housebreak that new Democratic majority in the Congress.
Well, there's a lot of work even behind the scenes already preparing for that and laying the groundwork. And by the way, Americans are going to real shortly here get to know the beautiful Malia and Sasha. Malia's 10, Sasha's 7. Just both of them just beautiful, beautiful girls. And the very precocious Maisie, the Biden granddaughter, has been doing her own waving to the crowd there at the edge of the stage. Andrea Mitchell, two political families, different stories, merged tonight.
It's the beautiful multicultural ethnic quality of this country. It is the story of America. And, you know, when you talk about the girls having witnessed Amy Carter's evolution in Washington and the very young Chelsea Clinton, and the respect and privacy that Jacqueline Kennedy advised Hillary Clinton to protect the children. And the news media actually are pretty good about that. It's one of the few things that everyone agrees we have done well is leave the children alone.
Yeah.
So the vow is now taken on all of our parts to let these little girls enjoy their new life as much as they can in that bubble that is Washington.
And Ann Curry is with us.